Tonight, we are sounding the alarm on one of the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth, Mount Etna in Sicily, Italy. For years, Etna has fascinated scientists and terrified locals with its explosive eruptions. But what's happening right now is something far more serious. New satellite data and ground movement measurements confirm it. Mount Etna is cracking apart. The southeastern flank, a massive block of rock weighing billions of tons, is sliding toward the sea. And scientists are warning that this could be the beginning of a catastrophic chain reaction unlike anything seen in modern history. Warning: the silent collapse has begun. This isn't about the fiery lava fountains you see lighting up the night sky. This is about something silent and far more dangerous. Deep beneath the surface, Etna's entire structure is becoming unstable. Ground-based sensors have detected that one entire side of the volcano, the southeastern flank, is slowly detaching from the rest of the mountain. At first, the movement was measured in millimeters per year, but over the last decade, that movement has accelerated. Now parts of the flank are shifting by centimeters per month, a clear signal that the slope is weakening. This isn't just a landslide, this is a volcanic flank collapse, and history shows what happens when that process goes too far. When large volcanoes like Etna collapse, they don't do it quietly. They can trigger massive eruptions, tsunamis, and regional-scale destruction in minutes. A dangerous feedback loop. Scientists now understand something even more disturbing. Etna has entered what experts call a volcanic feedback loop, a self-reinforcing process that's accelerating the instability. Here's how it works. When magma rises from deep underground, it intrudes into cracks inside the volcano, heating, melting, and pushing the rock apart. That magma movement increases pressure on the volcano's flank, making it slide further down slope. But when the flank slides, it creates even more space for magma to intrude, making eruptions more likely and destabilizing the volcano even more. It's a vicious cycle, and it's happening right now. Every centimeter that the flank moves makes the next eruption potentially more violent and more unpredictable. And because this movement is directed toward the sea, scientists fear that a large-scale collapse could send a massive volume of rock plunging into the Mediterranean, creating a tsunami that could devastate coastal cities around the region. Evidence is mounting. This isn't speculation, the data is clear. In 2018, a joint research team from Germany and Italy used ocean floor sensors to measure the movement of Etna's southeastern slope. They discovered that the entire structure is sliding toward the Ionian Sea, not just at the surface, but deep along the base. A clear sign that gravity and magma pressure are working together to destabilize the mountain. Since then, earthquakes have been clustering along that same flank. These aren't random tremors, they're stress fractures forming as the volcano literally pulls itself apart. Satellite radar has also detected deformation patterns that match the early stages of a major volcanic flank eruption, the kind that doesn't just release lava from the summit, but tears open the side of the volcano itself. And that's exactly what happened during Etna's most destructive eruption in 1669. Back in the year 1669, a series of deep rumbles shook the southern slopes of Etna. Without warning, the ground split open, not at the summit, but far down the flank, just a few kilometers above the villages below. From that gaping fissure, an ocean of lava surged out, devouring everything in its path. For 4 months, the eruption continued relentlessly. It destroyed more than a dozen villages and reached the city of Catania, where it buried homes, churches, and roads under a glowing sea of molten rock. The lava was so powerful that it broke through the city's defensive walls and expanded the coastline by over a kilometer. That eruption was the deadliest in Etna's history, and it began exactly the same way the current deformation patterns are showing now. The fear among scientists is that the conditions that triggered the 1669 catastrophe are being recreated today, only on a much larger scale. But this time, there's an even greater danger. If the southeastern flank of Etna collapses suddenly, even partially, it would send billions of tons of rock crashing into the Ionian Sea. The result could be a mega tsunami racing across the Mediterranean at hundreds of kilometers per hour. Simulations suggest that waves up to 50 meters high could hit the nearby coast of Sicily within minutes, followed by destructive surges reaching as far as Greece, Malta, and North Africa within hours. This isn't just an Italian problem, it's a Mediterranean crisis waiting to unfold. And because the process is happening underwater and underground, there would be little to no warning. What scientists are saying? Volcanologists are now urging increased monitoring of the volcano's flank, both on land and beneath the sea. Dr. Moretti, a researcher at Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanism, said recently, "Etna's southeastern flank is in motion. It's not a question of if it will collapse, but when." The concern is that even a small trigger, an earthquake, a deep magma pulse, or heavy rainfall, could accelerate the process. Meanwhile, a team from the Geomar Helmholtz Center in Germany reported that the sliding movement is entirely gravitationally driven, meaning it's no longer just caused by magma pressure. It's being pulled downhill by its own immense weight. In simple terms, the volcano has started failing under its own mass. A race against time. Authorities in Sicily have begun reviewing evacuation protocols for communities around Etna's lower slopes. But for now, most residents go about their lives unaware that the ground beneath them is literally shifting inch by inch toward the sea. It's a slow-motion disaster in progress, one that could at any moment cross the line from geological curiosity to full-scale catastrophe. And as history shows, when Etna decides to release its pressure, it doesn't give much warning. Eruptions that once occurred every few years are becoming more frequent, and each one adds another layer of instability to the already fragile flank. If you're watching this from Italy, Malta, or anywhere in the Mediterranean basin, pay attention to official updates from the Istituto Nacional di Geofisica Volcanology and local emergency agencies. Because while the world watches Etna's fiery summit eruptions, the real danger, the one capable of rewriting the map, is quietly building beneath the surface. The volcano is literally tearing itself apart. And when the flank finally gives way, it won't just be another eruption, it will be an event that changes the Mediterranean forever. And this is Geology Watch, bringing you the facts, the data, and the urgent alerts that the mainstream media often misses. If this report helped you understand what's really happening beneath Mount Etna, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we'll be tracking every seismic update, every deformation signal, and every eruption warning in real time. Stay safe, stay informed, and as always, keep your eyes on the Earth, because our planet is alive, and it's trying to tell us.